be sharing with you in this video how to cultivate your life force energy to manifest anything that you want into existence. Because the truth is that everything that can ever be manifested in your life really does come from one core essential thing, which we're going to call in this video your life force energy. If you can cultivate your life force energy, you're going to have the core fundamental understanding, and not really an understanding, it's really more of an awareness of how this consciousness reality creation really works. You can use that to your advantage while also at the same time being unconditionally loving and serving others in that process as well. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to cultivate your life force energy to manifest anything that you want into existence. If you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video. Now, number one, what I want to share with you in terms of how to cultivate that life force energy is to find your letting go activity that personally works for you. See, when you're going through your manifesting journey, what you want to do is find an activity for you that is going to allow you to let go and receive. It's what I call letting go, or you can call it a yin activity. Now, the reason why this is so critical is because if you really think about it, everything in life is happening in a way where you're either receiving energy from that activity or from what's happening in your life, or it's taking energy from you. You're either receiving energy from something or it's taking energy from you. Now, you know what's funny is that people go through society and they believe in their minds that they should be doing something because somebody told them to do it, because it's, you know, that structure is the right way to live. And this is how you need to live. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with living in a particular way. But if somebody has rationalized in their minds that something is giving them energy, when the actuality, if they actually feel into their body, they feel that it is actually taking energy from them. This is an example of what you can call an energetic block that's not allowing this person to freely allow the life force energy to flow in the body to simply be an open vessel to receive their manifestation in the way that they want to actually receive it. So, you know, you want, in my personal opinion, if I'm going to give you an invitation here, I invite you to find a letting go activity, some sort of an activity that's going to allow you to truly let go and simply receive life force energy. And life force energy is just whatever allows you to be more connected to this present moment experience. It's just like you're more conscious and aware of what's happening right now. And so whatever you need to do, you know, personally for me, what works is I like to meditate about 15 to 20 minutes per day. I do it pretty much every single day. But see, even recently, I found that, you know, if I miss a day of meditation occasionally, that's fine, because life in of itself is actually a meditation if you really start to become aware of it. I was going to say if you think about it, but actually if you become conscious of it. So, and you know what I would have told people a couple years ago is that you need to be meditating. Now, I do encourage you to have some sort of a formal and spiritual practice if it personally resonates for you. For me, I do have this meditation, but what I want to share with you is that you don't need a meditation practice in particular. It's about finding that activity that allows you to let go and to be in a state of receiving. So the question I'll ask you is, what is it in your day that is going to allow you to step into a state of receiving, a state of allowing where you receive? It doesn't have to be meditation. You can sign up for some sort of a course where you just sit and you listen and you observe and you just take in all the information. You can get podcasts. You can do whatever you have to do. You can work with a coach and a mentor with the intention of just listening and receiving and just being an open vessel to learn about how you can expand your consciousness. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's about the place that you're coming from in terms of whatever activity that you're doing. Because to one person, that same activity could take energy, whereas for you, that same exact activity could be giving you energy. So you see, this is why we can't put life into a box and say, this thing in life takes energy for all beings. It's not that simple, because that thing could also, for another person, give them energy, and because they said that it's taking energy to that person might believe them, and really that's exactly what that person needed, was the thing that they believe was going to take their energy because they saw somebody else do it. And this is robbing them of their life force and their ability to be connected to who they actually are, to be able to manifest their reality into existence in a conscious way where you can co-create creatively with all the beings around you. Now, number 2 is what I want to share with you in terms of, this is not going to be necessarily how to cultivate your life force energy, but it's going to be a very powerful, interconnected topic, which is that number 2 is when you're letting go, you're in a very attractive state of being. That's what's happening here, is that when you find that letting go activity that personally is a letting go activity for you, what's happening is that not only are you cultivating life force energy, you're actually drawing in all the intentions that you've set, and you're manifesting all those things because you're in a state of letting go. And you could call it a state of yoga, or a state of meditation, or a state of oneness in some cultures. That, you can use all these words. But it's not about the word, and it's not about the label. It's about the state of consciousness that you're embodying when you're in that state of letting go. And this is why, if you're, whatever kind of relationships you have in your life, when you let go and you step into whatever activity is letting go activity for you, you might find that that's when you start to receive more messages. Or if you have a business, that's when all the money starts to come in, or whatever the case is, in terms of whatever it is that you're doing, whatever you're working towards in life, all the things that you're giving out into the world, typically you receive all that abundance back while you're performing a letting go activity. Now, I want to say one thing though. Letting go can really be turned into a practice of life. Life in of itself can be a state of letting go. Every single opportunity in this present moment can be taken as an opportunity to let go at a much deeper level, while still honoring exactly what you prefer to be experiencing, and honoring co-creation and the fact that you're a manifester of your reality as well. But I just want to highlight the fact that when you're letting go, that is a very attractive quality to be embodying. That's very attractive. And I don't just mean like at a physical level, sure, although I do mean that. Typically, when you do start to let go, you do become more, in my experience, even physically attractive. My health has definitely increased in the last couple of months as I cultivate my life force energy and manage my masculine and feminine energies in a particular way, where I don't really do it in a particular way, but I kind of monitor the energy of the present moment and what I need to do in that moment in order to stay energetically in alignment with what is best for me in that moment in all of creation. So the key is really to see that yes, you'll be more physically attractive, but it's more about the spiritual cultivation of that life force energy that I'm really talking about here. So understand that you're cultivating it just by doing activities for you, because you're letting go. You're not doing it to get anything from anybody. You're doing it because you're there to receive, because you deserve that. You deserve to receive. Now, number 3 is live energetically, not dogmatically. That's my personal invitation to you or to anybody on this planet. See, when we live dogmatically, we believe that we have to do certain things, and then because we believe that we have to do those things, even though we don't really have to, typically that's exactly what robs the life force energy from the body and from the system, is that we've disconnected from our own personal truth, which is in a way the absolute truth, because the personal truth and the absolute truth do eventually merge into one energy, and in a co-creative process where we are all creating our reality together co-creatively. Now, the one thing that I want you to understand, though, is that if you attach to some sort of dogmatic ideology and you disconnect from your own personal intuition, then what may happen is that you will experience a lot of resistance in your body and a continual decrease of life force energy until you start to trust yourself again and whatever it is that you need to be doing in that present moment. See, there's a lot of things that people do in life where they give away their power. Now, I'm not saying that external guidance can't be an incredibly valuable and supportive tool, like coaching. Like if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, you can, of course, as always, hit that link that's in the description box of this video. I wholeheartedly believe that coaching is a very powerful tool. You don't need the tool, but it's a very powerful tool. Anything in life is a tool. But the question is, are you using the tool or is the tool using you? Now, if the tool is using you, well, then you know what's going to happen? Is that you're stuck in an idea. You're stuck in some sort of idea about how consciousness should work, when in reality, that tool may be the tool that you need in that moment. This goes for anything in life, whether it's a coach or even eating some sort of a food or shifting your diet in a particular way. Whatever it is that you need to be doing, you want to start to be conscious of when you are not actually receiving energy and when it's time to live more energetically based, live more intuition based. Now, I'm not even talking about necessarily your thoughts or your feelings. I'm talking about a certain resonance in your consciousness where you understand that like there's an actuality to what's happening here beyond the ideologies, beyond what you think, and what you think might be an inspiring action to lead you to something. But of course, once you're here, all you can do is just see what is happening in this present moment and then take the wisest action that you believe is sort of, so to speak, necessary to take. Although it's not really necessary, that's where the unconditional loving thoughts can come in. And then you work from that, right? But what I'm telling you is that though, I encourage you to do this if you're open to it. Of course, you don't have to take anything from this video that you don't want to. Take what resonates and leave the rest. It's like something that I always encourage people to do, because like you might not resonate with everything that I teach. But one thing I'll tell you though, and that I'll invite you to do though, is to live energetically more than you live dogmatically. And I'm not even telling you to do this because you have to. I'm just going to ask you the question: is living dogmatically, if it's taking energy from you and you become conscious of that, wouldn't it doesn't make sense to consciously continue creating a reality that your conscious is destroying you in a certain way, like self-created destruction. It doesn't quite make sense to operate in that way. And when you become conscious of that, you don't really need anybody to force you to live energetically or to live from your state of being. You'll just know that it's the obvious move to make, because why? What else are you gonna? What's the alternative? What else are you gonna do? You know, like once you become, for me personally, that's what happened. Is that once I became conscious that living energetically and more in alignment with my higher self or the higher self or whatever you want to call it, versus being attached to some idea, what happens is that this is what allowed me to break through to higher life force energy levels, and then I saw more manifestations come in. Now, I just want to make one thing clear. This isn't about not using your thoughts. Your thoughts are a powerful manifestation tool. But even your thoughts, again, are a tool, right? And you can use your thoughts too much, and you can use them, but then maybe there comes a point where it starts to use you, and you want to switch it, switch the tool, change your way of thinking. A way of thinking may work for you in a particular moment. A way of thinking literally may work, which is thoughts, but then eventually it might take energy, and then you might have other thoughts telling you that, oh, I don't need to use these next thoughts that resonate with me more, because these thoughts this way of thinking doesn't work for me anymore, because this is the way of thinking. Boom, the energy starts to plummet, and then from there the energy actually starts to go down, and you start to lose energy from that activity, even if it has to do with thinking a certain way. So this can be literally for anything. It doesn't really matter whether it's your thoughts or a certain habit that you have in your life or something that you do. You want to eventually, in my opinion, let it go if it's not serving you. And it's just that simple. This isn't about like, what's right or what's wrong. And that's the ego. That's the dogma. When you talk about right and wrong, that's the ego. But when you're saying, is this serving me and whoever I'm in this relationship with, Is it a win-win situation? What you're doing is that now you're connecting back to the truth of who you really are, and this is when you're going to start to cultivate your life force energy once again. Now that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video. And also, please hit that like button so that more people can get access to this content, because I do believe wholeheartedly that every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are the creators of their reality, and that they can do so and manifest their reality in the most effortless and easeful way possible. And hitting that like button does give more people access to this content, and it does help the channel grow. And leave a comment down below if you resonated with this content and what I've talked about today. Now, as always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.